Welcome, my beautiful Geminis. Brenda here, Brenda Tarot, and I'm here to bring you your general tarot and oracle card forecast. I thought I would shake things up a little bit. We're going into December, a brand new month, and I thought I would do a five-card spread. I'm sure a lot of you have seen a five-card spread, but this particular one is called the Horseshoe five-card spread. You will be getting an additional clarification card with it. You still will be getting your theme card, your all-over energy card, and your outcome, what you need to surrender to. So starting off, your very first card, my beautiful Geminis, is the push card. You've received this, and it says, don't feel inadequate, forget how to quit, or, push on, no matter how things look. So don't give up. This is all about taking the extra effort here, especially if you've been feeling like giving up. It can also be a reminder that we all need to push sometimes. Let every door with a sign say push on it be a reminder to us that we want to get to the next space in our creative journey through life. And we have to use our energy to neutralize barriers and move us along. So don't change your mind. Don't back down. Don't give up. If things aren't happening as quickly or as smoothly as you want them to go, my beautiful Geminis, keep pushing forward. This is a card that says you have the due diligence, you have the determination, you have the passion to do this, okay? Sometimes you have to just give your goal a push, and when you've done all you can do, then you know what? Let God and let go. But I do think that you need to keep moving forward. Don't get up in your head. Don't feel inadequate because things aren't working out as quickly or as successfully as you want them to go. So be careful this week. Keep pushing for what you want. Don't back down. Now, starting off in your first position here, and that is where you are now, you have the High Priestess and you have the Strength card. So first of all, the High Priestess is all about, going towards the things that you really want, being able to find what you want, being able to, look between the veiled world and, beyond the end of your nose, basically. I think a lot of you are going to have to do some research here, and maybe it's going to involve you discovering your own soul's true desire. Maybe you're going to be taking up some new sort of course here, something new that you're going to be putting into your daily practice here. And that could be meditation and turning inward to discover your own soul's desire. It's not a time right now when you take yourself within. This says push for what you want, but this says here, contradictory to that, it says you need to think about what you want so that you got all the information, all the ability to push for what you want, but you don't want to give up. You're stronger than you realize you are, and very apropos that this card, the Strength card, would show up here. So develop your intuition, get intuitive gifts, and trust the wisdom that you're going to receive. Also, I think you're going to be doing research. She sits here with a book. She's looking at it. She's contemplating. She's reading. You may be getting onto some, you may be looking at things on the internet. You may be searching things on the internet. This is going to help you to go forward and continue pushing for your goals. Now, if you're dealing with people this week, and maybe, your patience is being stretched to the point of no return, take a breath, step back into this position here of sort of meditative mode. Take a breath, look at the whole picture, and then be a little bit more understanding, compassionate, and forgiving. It doesn't pay to go in the heat of the moment with the roar of the lion, because we often say things that later on we wish we could take back. And unfortunately, words are things we can't. So I would be mindful, think on your feet, and listen to that inner voice of reason this week when you're communicating with other people that could be stretching your patience. But I do think that you're going to be doing some research here, looking into something here so that you're prepared to push forward for your goals. Now, coming in your second position here, you have, this has to do with your next step here. So, basically, I think you're moving forward here. You've got the Eight of Swords, and that means that you have this, you're thinking that you can't go forward. You may be feeling as though you're blocked. You may be feeling as though you're being held back. Things might be going too slow for you. I think this week might be a frustrating week for you, but I want you to continue to push forward, okay? You may feel that you're trapped right now and you're lacking self-confidence, and that makes you feel helpless right now. You feel as though your hands are tied and you can't go forward. You're afraid to take action, but you need to take responsibility for your life right now. So don't back down. This is the next step you have to go for. Push for what you want. This is going to come to an end. The Ten of Wands says basically you're going to be able to get through this hard situation here. And maybe a lot of you are really working hard. Maybe you've got a workload that is just overpowering you, and you need to maintain balance here, and you need to realize that, find the information you want here and realize that you're not stuck and you're not in a position that you can't move forward. I think you've kind of plateaued. You made the crest of the mountain here, and now you're coming down the other side much easier. I think this is all about purging and getting rid of things that have held you back, or you felt as though you were taking on more, everybody's workload, mentally, and physically, a lot of you, and you realize now that you're going to lighten it. You're going to let things go that don't matter, or you're going to change things around you. Whether it's in your relationships, in your home life, or whether it's in your job sector. But I see change coming in, they're telling me. And it's going to make your burdens lighter. You're not going to have to feel that way anymore. Maybe, again, it has to do with balancing yourself here, maintaining inner strength as you're working through issues. But, let go that feeling that you can't go forward. This is an illusion that you get up in your head when things are not moving as quickly as you want. And then you feel like you want to give up, and you feel like the whole world's blocking your way. Well, it's not. I think things are going to get easier now on this part of your journey. You do have the need here for a balance, okay? You can't keep pushing yourself now. I want you to push, but you have to realize that you have to let go of certain things here. Some of you may have been pushing yourself a little bit too hard and taking on more than you can chew. So again, it's a card of balance. But it's also said you can call on others to lighten the load. Don't be afraid to phone for help. If you need help with some situation that could be stressing you out, making you struggle, making you feel like you've got the weight of the world on your shoulders and you're doing all the work, you're going to be able to get that assistance. So you've got resources coming in here. You're really not stuck, my beautiful Geminis, if you use those resources the best that you can to your best ability. Now, coming in the center position, which is your third card here in the center position, this is, the obstacles that you need to overcome, what's out there to get the happiness that you want. Well, you've got the King of Swords, and I don't see this as an obstacle. However, this could be somebody, this could be you as well. This is an air sign here, which could be Gemini, another Gemini, you or a Libra or an Aquarian. But I do think that you've got someone here in your end of the ring who's going to be able to help you with something, okay? They can be respected and trusted. You could be receiving some wise advice here, and this could be the obstacle. This is going to be the obstacle breaker here, is somebody here that you're going to call that's going to give you some help here. And you may be a little intimidated. Maybe you feel they're kind of stoic, or they're going to dig their heels in, or they're going to be, they're going to bring in some opposition here. Okay. But they have that ability to step up and advocate and speak for you on your behalf. So don't allow yourself, because they're very communicative. They have this ability to communicate, and they have the authority here, the powers that be, to do that. Okay. And they will be able to communicate clearly. They tend to be a little bit unemotional. Okay, and unavailable sometimes, but don't be afraid, because this is your livelihood. Okay, you want happiness here in your home life. You want security in your home life. You want to be able to have this harmony again and peace again without having to worry that you pushed yourself so hard. But again, this is asking for help. So I think, in the obstacle situation, as long as you do ask for help, I do believe you'll get it, because this is a beautiful card of success and harmony and happiness and stability and feeling secure again in your financial problems. If you've had any worries in that part, in that part of your department. Now, some of you, if you're dealing with legal issues, this could be your advocate here. This could be somebody here who is going to, sort of save the day. So I do believe that harmony and happiness is going to come into play here if you step up and trust this individual. Now, coming into your fourth position, that's your strengths and your resources here. And so right off the bat, you do have the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is always about opportunities that present themselves, being able to push forward and go for what it is you want, being enthusiastic and optimistic. So, they said this is your strength. You have that ability, Gemini, to stand in your power of confidence. You are an amazing creative person, and you have this ability to take leadership and also to convey information. You're not afraid to step up on your podium and do this. So keep pushing yourself for that. Okay, allowing your creativity to be in the forefront here. Do things that fuel your passion and finish what you start. So I do think that's your strength here, going for what you want, and there may be opportunities that are going to present themselves that are going to allow you to be able to go for what you want. Stand in your power. I think you're not going to be alone. I think you're going to have help. And whoever is here, I do believe they have the power and the resources to stand up and have your back in a situation. Here comes that King of Cups. Compassionate, understanding. He's a person that gives gifts and advice, and he's trustworthy. So you have the King of Swords. Could be somebody advocating for something legal. And now you have advice coming from a beautiful water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. So this particular king could be somebody that's stepping up, that's going to say, hey, listen to this side of the story, or they're going to be biased, and they're going to be able to articulately convey the topic and the subject that you're dealing with in a compassionate, understanding way. If somebody's coming forward to do that, trust them, take it. They do it out of the goodness of their heart. It's almost like an act of charity. Now, speaking of charity, maybe you are stepping up as well, taking on the energy of this king, okay? That could be the resources that you're doing. You're going to give and take. You're going to negotiate. You're going to do something out of the goodness and the kindness of your own heart to help somebody here as well. So, I think your strength lies in standing in your power of being optimistic and positive here, relying on the help that you can ask for to bring the happiness and harmony into your week this week. Now, at your final outcome card here is, your potential outcome. And that is, you've got the Five of Swords, which has been coming up for others, and you've got the Wheel of Fortune. Well, look at Gemini. Look what you've got. So just be careful, because the Five of Swords talks about, making an unwise decision, or, there could be a better, happier way for you to go, avoiding people who lack integrity or who have questionable motives. Often this relates to, don't fight a no-win situation here. Don't get involved in those types of battles. Okay, so you might have to just back off and let the chips fall where they may. Okay, don't allow yourself to get caught up in any unnecessary debates or arguments with somebody, because you could lose the battle. All right, but also, set yourself up. You're judged by the company you keep here. So be careful if you are dealing with someone here. I'm trying to get a better view on the camera. If you're dealing with someone who doesn't have integrity, or their motives aren't truthful for you, so be careful of the company you keep and where you're setting yourself up to be noticed. Okay. Everybody that's out there might not be walking the same path and same journey as you are. So be careful that you don't slip up and make a bad decision here. It's almost like you feel as though things haven't worked out for you. But you know what? There's someone around you who may not be coming from a place of integrity, and they could be deceiving you. So be careful who you hang out with, okay? And what it is their motives are. What is it they want from you? Now, the Wheel of Fortune lands on that. Beautiful card. You can't go wrong. So definitely you're going to see a shift in energy. Being careful here, pushing for what you want, getting the help that you're going to get so that you can find that harmony and happiness and balance, maintaining your balance here. Don't be afraid to push forward. Okay. And know that you've got that ability now to do that. The world says, or the Wheel of Fortune says, you're going to see good luck. You're going to see a shift of energy. You're going to see things coming into you. I think you're going to get through difficulties here where you've had to deal with opposing energy here that you've been fighting for, advocating for, and now you're going to be able to move forward in a positive direction. Wheel of Fortune is windfalls. Wheel of Fortune is seeing things come into play. Good luck. Always beautiful when the Wheel of Fortune shows up. But also, you could be planning a trip. Maybe you're going to be having to take a trip somewhere, whether it's for business or whether it's for pleasure. Beautiful. Well, let's see what your outcome card here. What do you need to surrender to? You need to surrender to setting limits, okay? It is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs, and remember that no is a complete sentence. So there could be someone around you, maybe a female energy that is pushing you to your limits. It's expecting you to do something that you don't want to do. They're trying to force your hand and your mind to do something that they want that you may not want. So be careful. Like I said, there could be, somebody here isn't always honest. Maybe they don't have the integrity that they portray to have. They may have ulterior motives. Be careful of that. But at the end of the day, I think you're going to find you'll win through that. You have this amazing ability, my beautiful Geminis, to be quite empathic and quite psychic yourself, to be able to look beyond. The High Priestess says that. You can see between the veiled world and the material world. So I think you're going to be able to do that. But it's okay to say no without explanation. So if somebody in your family or your close circle is pushing you to do something that you don't want to do, don't do it. Okay? Simple as that. You need to be happy and secure with your decisions and where you stand right now. Well, my beautiful Geminis, this is your reading for this week. And let me know how you like the horseshoe spread. It's quite interesting, and I thought this month of December I would use it and give you a nice little change. So have a great remainder to today and a beautiful, optimistic week here to look forward to. And I'll see you soon.